assembly line, making that Detroit steel. It's asphalt streets, roads in the fields. It's a loving hand.
They say we do this, and this 4th of July special here. What's going on? Welcome in Off the Hook, sports talk that pays off. As always, we are powered by Pikkit. I'm Tommy Trends, Mookie and Nash on patrol somewhere here, trying to stay cool and beat the heat. Before we get rolling, listen, I gotta thank everybody who stuck around yesterday and hung out with us yesterday, because we spent the first part of the show talking brutal heat wave, and then the power company here said, watch this, whole neighborhood loses power, stream goes down, internet goes down, notes disappear, absolute chaos throughout. And somehow a bunch of you maniacs decide to hang around, stick around, and come back when power was restored. So appreciate that from all of you. And as I say in golf, hey, sometimes you don't have your best stuff. Sometimes you just gotta grind it out. And that's what we did yesterday. And appreciate everybody. But today we got electricity, we got internet, we got air conditioning, we got a John Deere Classic, a loaded 4th of July baseball slate. And Joey Chestnut looking to claim another Nathan's mustard belt. Can he do it? We got a Bart Bats, we got a Clown of the Week, and we got a special 4th of July edition of Off the Rails. So look, fire up the grill, grab a hot dog, grab a drink, settle in, and let's celebrate America the only way we know how. Hey, sports, bad betting decisions, and controlled explosions. And with that being said, we'll go right to the John Deere Classic, Silvis, Illinois, at TPC Deere Run, and get you caught up here. And it's moving day, and let's see, a lot of chaos to start here already with moving day at the John Deere Classic on this holiday weekend. Let me, I'm already lost my fucking notes here. It's already off the rails. We didn't get to that portion here yet. Look, so Lucas Glover is still your leader. Well, he is now 16 under. He's through two under for the day. This fucking thing's already outdated here. I just did this like a few minutes ago. So Glover 2 under for the round today. 16 under now. Ryo Hisatsuni, he is through 3 holes. He's 2 under. So Hisatsuni is 12 under. Coles is also 12 under. Jackson Suber now 12 under. Lee Hodges now 12 under. Max Homa, he is moving up. He is now 11 under, moving up 3 spots today. Zach Johnson up 4 spots today, 11 under. And we'll get through a whole leaderboard rundown. But a little chaos to start here on moving day. We had yesterday, in the midst of our power outage, chaos and whatnot here, play was suspended due to weather moving in. So we already had weather delays this morning, lightning delays, and like I said, the play was suspended around 7:30 Eastern time yesterday. So they started off with split tees today, going alternating between the front and back, and going off in pairs of 3 today. So we'll get you a full leaderboard rundown as this thing's changing by the second here. And we played this clip yesterday, but it's worthy to play again today, because Jordan Spieth just does Jordan Spieth things and creates his own shots on tour. I mean, this was Jordan Spieth the other day, moving trash cans around like he's moving patio furniture on your deck. So Spieth hit a shot, golf ball has ended up under one of these trash cans, and for Jordan Spieth, one man's trash is his treasure here. And he's like, yeah, I can work with this. I'll move this around. And let me see what I can do here. That's why he's one of the most entertaining players on tour. And not because of the chatter between him and Greller, which is entertaining nonetheless. And if you've ever attended a golf tournament and followed that group and just hear them talk, it's entertaining for sure. But look, you know, half the time he's contending, the other half he's just conducting physics experiments out there on the course. I mean, look at this thing. The ball is embedded. They give him a little relief here, and he just stripes this thing on the green and goes up and down for birdie from the trash can. That's how you do it. It's just another day at the office for Jordan Spieth. I mean, if that was me or any other amateur golfer, look, hand wedge, foot wedge, kick it out and just move on and get through the hole. But Jordan Spieth, he just gets things done. And that's how he does it from the trash cans there. So, and Spieth, he was on the bubble yesterday. And we said it yesterday when we were on here that on the bubble, a lot of guys were on the bubble because that cut line was set at 3 under. Now, Spieth did make the cut, and it looked like he might be heading toward an early exit, but he did make the cut. Got off to the rough start and made a mess on the par 5 10th yesterday, but he was grinding throughout he wanted to make the weekend cut here, and that's exactly what he did. 3 birdies on the back 9, survives the cut right on the number, 3 under. And look, how can you not love Jordan Spieth for grinding out in that effort? And after his round, he said he basically wanted to make good swings, and if it worked out, it worked out. If not, it wasn't meant to be. Look, honestly, that's just golf. And that was basically our live stream yesterday. Power goes out, notes disappear, chaos everywhere, but we just kept swinging and hoped it worked out, and it did. And let's talk about the Lucas Glover story. This is a guy everybody's chasing. He's been in full command of this thing. End of the weekend here with a 2-shot lead. He is now, let's see, still 16 under. Now he now has a 3-shot lead over Lee Hodges, who is now tied with Zach Blair for second. They are 13 under. But Hodges entered moving day with a 2-stroke lead. And he opened back-to-back bogey-free rounds this tournament. And it's a pretty interesting story with Glover. I mean, he's 46 years old, pretty much sucked all year, right? But he's still one of the best ball strikers in golf. Still finding ways to contend at 46. Still proving that boring golf can make a lot of money. No drama, no fireworks. Basically, fairway green, 2 putts, cash check, and repeat. And, got to respect it. He likes it raw. No gloves, just grip and rip, baby. So Lucas Glover, raw dogging it. I got to respect that as well. Hey, it's not sexy, but it works for Lucas Glover. And we'll get to this leaderboard here. So right now we said that Glover is 2 under for today's round. Just started off. And he's 16 under. Lee Hodges is 2 under. I'm sorry, he's 1 under for the round. He's 13 under for the tournament. Zach Blair, 2 under for the round, and he's 13 under as well. Keith Satsuni, he is 2 under. He's on hole 4 and 12 under for the tournament. Jackson Suber is tied for 4th as well. He's 12 under. Max Homa, 11 under for the tournament, 2 under for the round. He's headed to hole 5. Zach Johnson right there at 11 under. Things moving up and down. Gotterup, he's up 1 spot today, tied for 10th. And 10 under for the tournament, 2 under for the round. And he's headed to hole 5 as well. So lots of things moving here on moving day. Hey, look, Zach Blair, another interesting story there with Zach Blair. And loved his quote after. This is probably the most, this pretty much sums up golf, the John Deere Classic. Zach Blair, after his opening round, he said, hit it pretty good, made a few putts, didn't do anything stupid. That's golf. So, and then you had, Lee Hodges with the whole mental game. And he talked about grinding it out and talked about how golf is really a mental game, mentally challenging. And he said, look, nobody enjoys bad golf, but sometimes you got to get through the bad golf to see the good. And that's really golf with anything in life. And again, with us yesterday, you got to get through some of the bad shows, the technical difficulties. You grind it out, and you end up on the other side, and you see the good of things. So a lot of good quotes coming from this tournament from these players, and guys you wouldn't expect. But this is what you get. This tournament every year produces guys maybe people never heard of as a casual bettor, and some of these guys make a name for themselves here. And 24 first-time winners have come from the John Deere Classic. That's the most from a PGA Tour event, and you might get another one this weekend if they can fight off Lucas Glover. But I don't know. He's been pretty dominant, and past winner here, knows the course. So we'll see how moving day shakes out. And a couple of our notes here. Ben Griffin yesterday kind of caught my eye. So, obviously the focus was on guys on the bubble. Spieth, Jackson Koiven, who did not make the cut. He also had some neck issues. I think that could have been affecting him, but he didn't make the cut. But Ben Griffin quietly fired off a 65, jumped up 40 spots on the leaderboard. And that's been his kind of story all season with Ben Griffin. Might not be the biggest name, might not be getting the biggest headlines. The guy just keeps showing up, keeps grinding. And another dangerous player. As we head in to the weekend and kick off moving day, we talked about Jackson Koiven missing the cut, some neck issues. His pro debut ended early with missing the cut. He shot a 73, shot even par yesterday, one under par yesterday, sorry, a 70, and missed the cut. Not what he was looking for, but look, the kid's going to be fine. Again, I think the neck issue, it might have been even started at the opening round, but who knows? But he did have issues on the back. I think a physical therapist even went out, stretched him out a little bit, but misses the cut. And hey, look, pro golf is a different animal. I mean, he shot a 73 and a 70 for his first pro event. I mean, I think the kid's going to be fine. I think it's going to be a kid you're gonna hear a lot of in the future. Golf's got a lot of good young players coming up, and Jackson Suber, another one, making a move. If you don't know his name yet, and you probably will soon. Suber's been flirting with a breakthrough for weeks, and we talked about it even last week on TD Green. Talked about it this week. Look, Jackson Suber, top 5 at the Byron Nelson. Top 4 in Canada, and he's hanging around again. And what I found interesting with Suber is, he admitted he thinks looking at leaderboards cost him a chance to win recently. And some guys can look at the leaderboard and they want updates from their caddy, and some guys don't. They just want to play and not know what's happening around them. So he's trying not to look at the leaderboard and kind of just focus and put the blinders on. It's easier said than done, though, when your name's right there on the first page. But hey, I love that mentality. He's just trying to stay focused, play golf, and do his thing, and let everyone else do the rest. And where the chips fall, that's where they fall. We'll get you traffic and weather here on the twos from Silvis, Illinois. It's Off the Hook. Weather updates here. Again, we talked about weather this weekend, and crazy weather rolled through here yesterday unexpectedly. Round 2 at the John Deere suspended late, and then round 3 started late. Possibly more storm showers rolling through later today. Still hot as fuck out there, humidity, and tomorrow looks slightly better from a weather standpoint. So hopefully, let me pull up the weather forecast here for tomorrow. Tomorrow, dry if you're got a morning tea time. Pop-up storms possibly in the afternoon. A little bit cooler temps for the final round in Silvis, Illinois at TPC Deere Run. But again, some showers, thunderstorms, possibly some rain moving through. We could see another suspension of play this afternoon out there at the John Deere Classic. But so nonetheless, weather chaos, all that good shit, and that's your weather here from Off the Hook Sports. We'll see, and that makes a huge difference weather when you're talking live betting golf and the angle of what you're looking for. Because again, if we get storms rolling in tomorrow afternoon, the morning groups could fare better than the afternoon guys, than the leaders. And then who knows, maybe we see another Monday golf action if play gets suspended, or maybe we get a play. Who knows? We see a lot of things happen, but right now course conditions soft, right? And greens are holding. So we'll see if that changes, because that could flip the script if we get weather involved the rest of the day today and heading into tomorrow. So that's where we stand here at the John Deere Classic. And just taking a look here, latest leaderboard action is Glover still 16 under, and Lee Hodges right there in second with Zach Blair, both those guys at 13 under. So that's where we stand out at Silvis, Illinois. Look, Spieth surviving chaos, surviving another week. Ben Griffin making a move. Jackson Suber, he's looking for a breakthrough. And Mother Nature trying to intervene and steal the show here. Let's leave the golf course and head to the ballpark, because we have a full slate of baseball today. And what better to celebrate America's 250th birthday and America's pastime all in one on this 4th of July holiday. Jam-packed MLB slate. And what do you say we go across the diamond here and get you set up for today's MLB card? And look, hot dogs everywhere, baseball all day long, bad decisions at the grill, maybe bad decisions with fireworks later. And at least there's going to be one drunk uncle who's going to be arguing about bullpen management by like 3:30, 4 o'clock this afternoon. But pretty strong baseball slate today, and some spots that wanted to walk through and give you my take. And if you like it, sure, play it. If not, I don't know, whatever. But look, some trends here for 4th of July baseball before we get into some of these matchups. And we do have one game underway. I'll give you an update on the game that is already in progress. But trends for 4th of July, historically, now this is since 2015, the favorites on 4th of July are 88 and 44. And that's a 67% cash rate with a 13% ROI. Now, does that mean you just blindly bet the favorites all day? No. But, because that's really how you're going to end up donating to the books before fireworks even start. But it does matter, because several favorites today are getting sharp money support as well as public support. And that trend just kind of gives a little bit of extra context when we look across this MLB slate today. So one game already in progress. Pirates on top of the Nationals 5-1, bottom of the 7th. Nationals playing good ball of late, but Pirates looking to possibly steal one here in the nation's capital, leading 5-1, bottom of the 7th. So let's look here. The first game that kind of stood out, Rays Astros, Junior Caminero getting back on the home run track after missing one the other day. He hit one last night. So look, Tampa winning last night 3-1, and now we get Drew Rasmussen and Hunter Brown. So Houston was a small home favorite, around -115, and Tampa around -105. Market move then toward the Rays. So basically sitting near pick 'em. And let me just take a quick peek and see if that has moved. And we do all this through Pikkit, give you all the odds through Pikkit. And if you're not using the Pikkit app, go ahead and download that from the Google Play Store or the Apple Store. And when you sync up, when you start your account and sync up a book, put in code OTH and come follow us on Pikkit. All the picks verified, track your crew, your bets, your friends, all in that Pikkit app. And it makes it a lot easier when you're looking for lines and line movements, especially when live betting. But looking here, the latest line, now again, these are books that I use that are synced to my Pikkit account, so it could differ. But the best number that you're getting right now would be, for me, would be on Novig. I'm getting the Rays at -104, Houston at -102. So, and then you're looking at the best number as far as total, under 7.5 on Novig at -127. If you like the over 7 at Profit X at -111. Now, again, everybody uses different books, but this is what I'm giving you based on what it's synced with my Pikkit account. But again, Rays are getting roughly 80% of the money line bets and 98% of money line dollars. It's a pretty loud signal. A lot of sharp money coming in on the Rays. So it's not just the public backing the Rays, it's a lot of big sharp money coming in on Tampa. And look, the Rays profile backs this up, right? I mean, the Rays have just destroyed bad teams all year. They're 30-15 against teams below 500. That's a 67% win rate, 17% ROI. That's the best in baseball. This Rays team is good. They're also 39-21 when receiving line movement in their favor. That's also the best in the majors. And then you get Rasmussen. He posted a .82 ERA in 5 June starts, allowing just 3 earned runs in 33 innings. Yeah, that's absurd. Dude's just throwing gas. So look, it's pretty simple when I looked at this game. I like the Rays full game. I like the Rays first 5. I don't even hate taking Rasmussen over 5.5 strikeouts if you can stomach that juice. And let me see what that's actually up to right now. It's a little juice heavy. Minus 130 on Novig right now. But again, maybe a parlay that was something else. But I do like that over 5.5. He has a 5-game streak without allowing a first inning run, and owns a 13-3 no runs first inning record overall. And Hunter Brown also hasn't allowed a first inning run in 5 outings since coming back from injury. Houston has been kept scoreless in their first 3 of its last 4, and Tampa has been scoreless in back-to-back games. So, and look at this game again. You got good pitching, quiet early offenses, sharp money and public money on the Rays. And as far as what I like here, Rays money line, Rays first 5, and we talked about the no runs first inning. Rays Astros no runs first inning, and if you like the heavy juice on Rasmussen over 5.5 Ks, go ahead and play it. This is probably, looking at the games I'm going to talk about here, probably the cleanest game on the board for today. And then we'll move to Phillies Royals. I do like Phillies money line here. They're on the road, doesn't matter. But again, another favorite getting support on the road. So Phillies line opened around minus 145, then moved to like minus 155. And DraftKings has the Phils getting 84% of money line bets and 87% of the dollars. So, and even if you look at like a sharp book, like say Circa, 90% of both bets and money on the Phils. It's not a sneaky play. This is average Joe and the pros lining up on the same side. And look, the trends support the Phils here, and hopefully they can get it done. So when both teams coming off from an off day, the favorites are 82-45. That's hitting at 65% this season. And if that favorite has also made the playoffs the previous year, like the Phils did, they jumped to 47-21. That's hitting at 69% with a 15% ROI. And then you add in that 4th of July trend again. Favorites on the 4th of July are 88-44 since 2015. So, and then you look, the pitching also leans to the Phils here as well. Jesus Luzardo, he's getting the ball on the bump tonight for the Phils. Philly, 7-0 in his last 7 starts. Luzardo, 4-0 with a 1.55 ERA on the road. And then if you flip to the other side and look at the Royals, Kansas City 1-8 in Michael Wacha's last 9 starts. I don't know how the fuck Michael Wacha is still pitching in the majors. This guy's fucking trash. That split couldn't be any more far from one another. Look, one team wins when its starter goes. The other team's been losing when it started. I mean, Wacha's just trash. So across the board, Phillies are also better, the better team, but they're also better on the road than the Royals are at home. So look, try not to overcomplicate this one. Public and sharps all over Phillies money line. That's the look. Like it's not sexy, it's chalky, but this 4th of July card where favorites have historically come through, perform well. This is one of the more logical favorites I think we get along with that Rays game. Next up here, Red Sox Angels. This was tough. I'd say Red Sox money line as another road favorite for the Sox, but I don't know. This Sox team is just up and down. I mean, they looked great against the Yankees, and then after that, you just don't know what Sox team you're going to get. But look, Boston did win the opener last night 5-2, and Sonny Gray is on the bump tonight. And as far as line movement here, Boston opened around -155, moved to somewhere around like -165. So we got sharp money, public money. It's all pushing the favorite. DraftKings and Boston taking 90% of money line bets, 95% of the dollars. Circa has as a sharp book, if you're looking at that, over 90% on both bets and dollars for this game as well. Again, it's not sneaky when you got the average Joe and sharps on this. But look, sometimes, it's the obvious play for an obvious reason. Sonny Gray has, even though while the Red Sox have pretty much looked like shit all year, Sonny Gray has been pretty damn good. A 2.14 ERA in 5 June starts, only allowing 8 earned runs in 33 2/3 innings. Boston is 11-3 in his last 14 starts, and he is 6-1 with a 2.27 ERA in night games. Aldegari on the other side for the Angels posted a 4.88 ERA in 6 June appearances. And then you look at there is a bullpen gap here between these two teams. Boston's bullpen ERA 3.42, third best in the majors, yet somehow this team is trash. Angels bullpen ERA 4.52. That's good for 23rd in the majors. And that matters a ton if you're laying money on the road team on that money line. You don't want, 5 good innings and then the bullpen just lights your ticket on fire and goes into trash. So that bullpen matchup is going to matter, which is why I lean Sox money line here. And then you look at the matchup at the plate. Signals point to Boston as well. The Red Sox hitting 265 against lefties, third best in the majors, while the Angels are hitting just 239 against righties. That's 24th in the majors. So another favorite, here, chalky. Better starter, better bullpen, better lineup. Sox money line here to get it done against the Angels in Anaheim. And then we look, Blue Jays, Mariners, another game here. A home run prop. Dominic Canzone for a homer. I'm not a prop player. Been playing more props recently, but I do like this. As far as a home run play, if you like props, it's less really though about Canzone being the household name. It's more really about the matchup here and what this looks like. So look, Shane Bieber. I mean, look, just fade him until it looks like he's dealt with a bunch of injuries. He just doesn't look right. I mean, until he proves something, the fade is on with Bieber. So, and his underlying numbers here are pretty fucking bad. Fastball is down to around 92. Already allowed 6 barrels in 9 innings. That's 18.2% barrel rate, and his expected numbers are brutal. 17.03 expected ERA. 415 expected batting average, and 831 expected slugging. Look, that's not bad. That is the alarm should be going off. That is absolutely horrendous. And look, Bieber, before these injuries plagued him, he used to be a ground ball guy, but this year only 27.3% balls in play against him have been on the ground, while almost 43% have been hit in the air. And look, when you're allowing hard contact in the air, and that's how baseballs are going to end up in the seats. So, and Bieber has already allowed 4 homers in just 2 starts. And then you look at Canzone here. Look, flying under the radar, but the underlying numbers for him are pretty damn good. He ranks in the 94th percentile or better in both barrel rate and expected slugging. He leads the Mariners in expected slugging, hard hit rate, and expected batting average. And against right-handed pitching, he's hitting 273, 11 homers, 52% of his hits have gone also for extra bases. So this formula here for tonight, Pretty simple. I mean, you get a pitcher in Bieber who's given up barrels and fly balls, a hitter who's got real power, and the real power metrics against righties at a good price. Home run prop for Canzone tonight, and look, if you even like the Mariners, and that's probably going to be pretty heavy juice. Last time I looked, let me see what that line is set at here. Yeah, I mean, if you just want to take the money line, it's minus 156 on no big. Now, still getting plus money if you like the run line, plus 135 on no big if you like the Mariners run line here. But do like the Canzone homer prop. Let me see if that number has moved at all. So, I mean, look, you're getting him. So right now on the books that I have on Pikkit, Profit X plus 372 for Canzone to hit a homer tonight. It's pretty good value. I do like that play. But again, I would also even consider playing Mariners run line as well, because this Bieber's stats are just absolutely horrible. Next up here, White Sox and Cleveland Indians. A couple things I like here. Under a total of 8 and no runs first inning, and I'll tell you why. So look, the under 8 is really looking at road dogs in interleague games, and then a larger point as far as looking at the betting market, can misprice these cross-league matchups when you get an interleague play, because sometimes the public overvalues the home favorites here in these matchups, and it doesn't always adjust properly for the unfamiliar opponent with these interleague matchups. So the no-run first inning angle is a little bit cleaner when you look at it. So Messick goes for the Indians, and his first inning stats, he's just been flat out ridiculous. Across 17 starts, he has not allowed a first inning run once. That's a perfect 17-0 no-run first inning record. I probably just fucking mush, complete mush, and just jinx the guy now. But perfect record for no-run first inning for Parker Messick for the Indians. And that's really what grabbed my attention at that no-run first inning bet. And look, the White Sox had not scored in the first inning in 2 straight games, just batting .213 in that opening frame. And then you look on the other side, Sean Burke, he's not perfect either. Recent numbers have been decent, though. His expected ERA just a tick above 3, and over his last 2 starts, limited home runs. Look, the Indians also been scoreless the first in 3 straight games, and posted only scoreless in the first inning in 3 straight games. So, I mean, I do like this no-run first inning, actually better even than the under 8. But look, if you want the under, that's another good move. But I do like the no-run first inning play a little bit better than under the total here. Our fade the Mets continues here at Off the Hook Sports. 2 plays for this game that I like. If you want to also continue to fade the Mets, because they are just fucking terrible. Mets Braves tonight. Game is on Fox, and the under 8.5 as a play. But even better, I do like the Braves run line. You get plus money there with the Braves run line. This Mets team is bad. Right now, if you like the Braves run line, plus 130 on Novig. I mean, Chris Sale and Manaea, that's just a mismatch. Look, this Braves team is damn good. Scary from an offensive standpoint. The run environment in Atlanta, though, has diminished about 2% below average. Weather could pull it back, though. If weather comes into play, I don't know. There's forecasted weather. This could, throw it in the mix. Now, if you look at both teams facing lefties, and both offenses are sitting around equal against lefties when they face lefties. This Mets lineup, though, grades all, I guess, a little less favorable than the Braves against lefties than what Atlanta's does. But look, the Mets are just bad, and Chris Sale is Chris Sale. Expected ERA 3.2. Maybe he's even a Cy Young talk here. Manaea, he's a wild card. Trends have been better, but I don't know. I can't. Look, the fucking Mets are just the Mets, all right? And I will continue to fade them for the rest of the season here. Every day. We say we're going to do it every day, wherever we can get value against the Mets. And that's what we're going to continue to do and see then how we fare at the end of the season. Now, we're not sprinkling a shit ton of money here, but a little pizza money here to fade the Mets every day. And if you look at it, though, Braves, better starter, better bullpen, and, you don't have both these offenses don't do well against lefties, which is why I like the under 8.5. But again, I also, like I said, with Sale on the mound, I do like even Braves run line because you're getting plus money there. So however you want to fade the Mets, do it. But either way, just fade the Mets. Another game looking at here, Marlins A's. I do like the Marlins team total over 5.5. I mean, they're fucking that park up there in Sacramento just screams runs. No matter who the A's play, it just screams runs. And I would even say even play the fucking Marlins money line. I mean, Marlins are the best team in baseball throughout June. Starting off this month a little bit shaky, a little behind the 8 ball. But again, look, the A's are just bad. But we talked about the way this park plays. Aaron Savali's numbers are just bad across the board. ERA, tick over 5. And look, he just gets hit around. Marlins offense, not one of the elites in baseball, but they're functional. And then you got Oakland's defense. Minus 18 runs prevented, minus 20 outs above average. Both are second worst in the majors. I mean, we got a bad starter, bad defense, a good run environment. And look, Marlins lineup isn't one of the elites, not necessarily a sexy lineup, but they can handle righties. And you don't need them to win the game, although I do like the Marlins to win, just to get back on track and get back to how they were playing in June. But look, we just need 6 runs from the Marlins. And, like I said, I do like the money line play, but I do like this over 5.5 team total for the Marlins a little bit better, just because this park just screams runs and you get a bad starter. So, another one, Cubs Cardinals. I do like the under here. And right now, the best number I'm getting is under 6.5. It's minus 122 on Novig. You might get a better number depending on what books you guys are using. It's always important to line shop. It makes it easier when you're using Pikkit to call up those lines. But let's talk about Wrigley Field. And as far as betting and the weather at Wrigley, and as far as the wind, we always talk about wind at Wrigley Field. And believe it or not, we talked about the other day as far as handicapping the environment. It makes a difference, especially at Wrigley. And look, the wind at Wrigley matters more there than pretty much anywhere else. If the wind is blowing out, obviously the total can just go through the fucking roof. If the wind is blowing in or across, which is what is expected today, then the unders are really live, and that's what I'm on here. And there's a long-term system that's tracking that. Right. So again, another trend for you. Since 2005, when the wind is blowing either directly in or across Wrigley Field, the Wrigley unders are 305, 205, and 27. That's a 60% win rate with a 15% ROI. like that's not a tiny sample. We're talking 21 years of data as far as wind. I mean, again, does it always cash? No, but I mean, the odds are in your favor, especially with that trend. And we say it. Wrigley is one of those unique parks where it's weather sensitive because of the way the orientation of the field. There's no dome. It is a premier ballpark for wind-based betting angles. And we're looking at 21 years of data that support that, whether the wind's blowing out or if it's blowing in, and then get a crosswind. So, look, if that wind forecast holds true, I'm hammer the under all day in this Cubs-Cardinals game. Another game I do like late tonight from Chavez Ravine. My Dodgers matching up against the Padres tonight. So I do like that. A couple plays here that I do like. I do like Yamamoto over 6.5 strikeouts. Now, we took him the other week and just missed that, but this Padres team just looks like they can't figure it out. Look, it's July 4th, and I'll tell you what, not being biased as a Dodgers fan, but in my opinion, from a ballpark perspective, there's not a better place to be when you see July 4th fireworks in LA at Dodger Stadium, where Chavez Ravine sits, and you're on top of the hill there, and you can see not only after their firework display, but if you're at the top of the ballpark and look out into the city and see all the fireworks across LA, it's a pretty damn cool scene. So I like the Dodgers tonight. Like I said, I like Yamamoto over the 6.5 strikeouts here. I also like the run line for the Dodgers. Now that has now I got this yesterday. But the Dodgers run line, I got it at plus money at plus 107. And right now, it's the best number that I could get if I were taking it now is like minus 122 on Novig. So again, that's kind of flipped a little bit. But I don't know. I do like Dodgers. I do like Yamamoto over 6.5 strikeouts. And Dodgers run line tonight, the late game from Dodger Stadium. So a couple, looking at a prop board, talk about no runs first inning or runs first inning, a couple props here. Tigers, Rangers, yes for runs first inning. Like Jack Flaherty, he has been pitching well, but Texas is hitting 274 in the first inning, and Kumar Rocker, he's been vulnerable early as well. Tigers are batting 276 first inning. So I do like yes for runs in first inning in that game. And Rays, Astros, we already talked about that. No runs first inning. White Sox, Cleveland Indians, we also talked about that one. No runs first inning. Giants, Rockies, over 11.5 total. It's Coors Field, 4th of July baseball, runs are always in play. Take the over 11.5. Royals, maybe, we talked about Phillies. It's chalky pick for both the public side and the sharp side for that matchup against the Royals. But maybe, if you're looking for some value, maybe you take the Royals first 5. Last I looked was plus 126. I believe it was at DraftKings. Now, that's the contrarian side. If you don't want to lay Phillies full game and kind of want to, isolate Walker early, I mean, he's just trash. But, maybe, like I said, there's some positive value there if you take Royals first 5. And also Brewers first 5 and Brewers team total over 4.5. Was another one I looked at that kind of stood out there. So, just to recap here, as far as some MLB plays, Rays money line or first 5, Phillies money line, Red Sox money line, Mets Braves under 8.5. I also do like Braves run line there with Chris Sale getting the ball tonight. Marlins team total over 5.5 in that bandbox up there in Sacramento. I'd even say also Marlins money line if you fucking even parlay that. Cubs, Cardinals, we talked about the wind, the weather. Wrigley's, from a betting angle, it's probably the deep park out there that's going to get the most play from the environment and from wind. So with the wind blowing in, or they get that crosswind, Cubs, Cardinals on the under. If we get the cooperation from the wind there. We talked about the Canzoni home run. And those are some of the yes and no runs for first inning sprinkled in on the big 4th of July slate for the MLB slate that we have here on tap. And look, we'll go to from our national pastime here to one of the greatest American sporting events that you could ever imagine. We talked about Nathan's hot dog eating contest. A bunch of people, Coney Island, standing around trying to cram hot dogs in their mouth. And look, they're cramming enough hot dogs in their mouth to make a cardiologist retire. I can't see how these people eat this amount of hot dogs and just can eat hot dogs throughout the rest of the year. They probably don't, but I'd love to know if they do or not. But it is a 4th of July tradition along with our nation's pastime. So you get baseball and you get hot dog eating contest, the Nathan's hot dog eating contest. And, you know, look, Joey Chestnut obviously is the favorite. We talked about weather. It's hot. It's humid. Heat index is fucking through the roof. Like the under is the play here for the Nathan's hot dog eating contest. You know, and I think the under is going to cash. We'll get an update on that. That's over, but we'll get you an update by the end of the show. But Joey Chestnut personal best is 76. Last year he finished at 70.5, I believe. So look, when you get these hot, humid conditions, historically, you go under. Now, I did see the women's result. Mickey Sudo won 38 3/4 hot dogs and buns, and her number was set at 30.5. So she just barely got over. But I still say Chestnut under the 70.5. You know, because it's not about I mean, look, there's no one even close to beating this guy. But if he doesn't have to really try and compete, you know, then why push it? Why risk it? I mean, when you look at it on a good day, you know, nobody can come close to him. I think last year, second place was like 12 hot dogs behind. So on a good day, if you got that big of a spread, and now you get this hot environment here up in Coney Island today, why push it? So, you know, maybe that's the play. Maybe that's the bark bet. But this Nathan's hot dog eating contest, you love it. It looks just disgusting watching them shovel that shit in their mouth. It's terrible. But that might be the bark bet play for this weekend. But not sure. Could be. Might be. But with that being said, let's head to Freedom First Rescue and look at this week's pup that we're featuring on Bark Bets, and the pup that is up for adoption from Freedom First Rescue. And before we get you the Bark Bet pick for this week, this is the best segment that we have here on Off the Hook. We partner with Freedom First Rescue, and every week we do feature one of their pups up for adoption, looking for a forever home. And this week's spotlight pup that we're back in here is Rivers. And let me tell you about Rivers. If this were the NFL draft, Rivers would be one of those prospects that scouts couldn't stop talking about. At just 10 months old, Rivers is already checking in at 70 pounds, and he's still growing. He's a Hound Great Dane mix with all the physical tools. Got a big frame, a high upside, and plenty of room to develop. And if you look at the scouting report for Rivers, it's pretty damn impressive. And dog-friendly, potty-trained, crate-trained, fully vetted, neutered, vaccinated, microchipped, and heartworm negative. That's basically the equivalent of showing up to training camp and already knowing the playbook. And Rivers loves being around other dogs and has a great social personality, but like any young prospect, he's still developing. He'd do best with a family that's willing to continue his training, provide some structure, and help him reach his full potential. And honestly, that's what makes him such a great fit. You're not getting a finished product, you're getting a young dog with a ton of upside, a great personality, and a whole lot of love to give. Now, he has not been tested around cats yet, so that's something to keep in mind if you are a cat owner looking to adopt a dog. But if you're looking for a loyal teammate, a road dog for all your adventures, and a big goofy companion is going to be by your side for years to come, Rivers is your guy. If Rivers sounds like the perfect addition to your family, head over to freedomfirstrescue.com. Learn more about him and all the other amazing dogs that they have up for adoption right now. You can even fill out the adoption application right on their website. It's freedomfirstrescue.com. You can also follow them on facebook.com/freedomfirstrescue. Stay up to date on all the upcoming community events, adoption events, fundraisers, and pup meet and greets as well. And look, we always say this. If you can't adopt, maybe you want to consider fostering dogs, volunteering, donating, or just simply sharing this and share it with someone who might be interested in looking, or someone who's looking for their next best friend. And that's this week's pup that we're backing here from Freedom First Rescue, our boy Rivers. And check him out, freedomfirstrescue.com. And remember, adopt, don't shop. And right now, we'll give you the bark bet for this week. We talked about Coney Island, talked about Joey Chestnut, and look, I pretty much said it. Under 70.5 dogs eaten, hot dogs and buns is the bark bet for this week. I know we're betting on the hot dog eating contest with a jam-packed MLB slate. Now, we do have MLB plays in pocket, but the bark bet for this week is Joey Chestnut, under 70.5 dogs eaten at the Nathan's hot dog eating contest. And we said it, the environment, the heat is going to factor into that. And Chestnut looking for his 18th Nathan's mustard belt. I mean, he's basically the Tom Brady of shoving dogs in his mouth. But look, nobody's going to beat Chestnut. He's got 17 of these belts already, 55 world records. And that's legend status for Chestnut. But we said with the weather and the environment being hot, it's brutal when you're trying to cram dogs in your throat. So we just thought 70.5 was a big number, and we liked the under there for Joey Chestnut, under 70.5 as the bark bet for this week. And there it is. So now, speaking of people stuffing things in their mouth that they probably shouldn't, we'll get to this week's clown of the week. And every week we feature the biggest dummy, dipshit, all-time idiot, bonehead, whatever you want to call it. And feel free, if you want to nominate a clown, hey, look, we'll take anybody. Your neighbor, your brother, your sister, your cousin, corporation, whoever. If you want to nominate somebody, just let us know at OTH Sports Pod on YouTube and X. Send us a message, and we'll nominate somebody. We'll throw them up there. But nonetheless, we do have another dipshit for this week stealing the award nobody wants, and that's the Off the Hook Sports Clown of the Week award. And this week's winner of the Off the Hook Sports Clown of the Week, and if you're an A1 from day one, you're probably wondering, well, how did this person not make it on this list already? But nonetheless, better late than never. But this week's Off the Hook Sports Clown of the Week is none other than Diana Rossini. Come down and accept your award. And look, it's pretty obvious, right? Why she's the winner. But look, so the whole thing with Diana Rossini here, it's not about, her getting pulled over, or she's on her phone, or, she got the warning. Look, she's the clown of the week because she somehow turned a routine traffic stop into a sports media fairy tale, right? I mean, the whole thing is just a crazy, wild story. But look, if you're looking at this, for years, she told this incredible story of how she got pulled over. She FaceTimed an NFL coach. The coach tells the officer how great she is and she's a good citizen, blah, blah, blah. The cop let her go. I mean, it sounds like just a bad scene from a bad Netflix sports movie when you look at it, right? And then we have the body cam come out. So no FaceTime, no coach on the phone, no dramatic save here for her. Just a reporter showing text messages and name dropping NFL contacts. I mean, that's just crazy wild. And then the story gets even worse. As she's going through with the cop and everything is on the body cam. Somehow, JJ McCarthy, minding his own business, just catches a stray while he's at home minding his own business while she's telling the cop that JJ McCarthy sucks. But look, here's the big lesson for Diana Rossini and why she's a clown of the week. Look, it's 2026. Just assume there's cameras everywhere. I mean, come on. I mean, the street has a camera. The building has a camera. The guy walking his dog in your neighborhood, he's probably got a camera. Look, there's cameras everywhere, and the truth is eventually going to show up. And it seems like when these people find themselves in a ton of shit, it just gets worse for these people, which is now just snowballing for her. So again, Diana Rossini, the Off the Hook Sports Clown of the Week this week here, and we'll see next week who can top her and claim this award again next week. So speaking of things you wish weren't caught on camera, we now have a holiday edition of Off the Rails, a little festive edition. Fucking clown song. This thing is already off the rails before we even start the segment. But so a little festive. So every week, we're probably gonna do this more because we are on here 4 or 5 times a week now, and there's so much crazy, wild shit on the internet, and when you look at it, we could probably do a whole hour of this nonsense stuff, but we like to end on a feel-good note here. So with that being said, we'll give you a somewhat patriotic, somewhat wholesome edition of the internet chaos from this past week, as Off the Hook is now off the rails. And what a better way to start off this 4th of July. Now, look, this is probably the most American way possible that we can start off this segment. Some people play the national anthem on a guitar. Some play it on a piano. Now, this guy looked at a stack of steel plates and said, yeah, that'll work. Let's roll with this. Hell yeah. All right. I mean, what a better way to start this thing off. And remember that time, San Diego, they actually launched all 7,000 fireworks at the exact same time. Exact same time, all 7,000 fireworks go off. I mean, that is absolutely wild. I mean, you get a full fireworks show plan, and they just did it, the whole thing, in about 20-30 seconds. But that actually might be one of the best and most efficient fireworks shows. I mean, like 30. After I just blew out your fucking eardrums, that might be one of the best fireworks shows. 7,000 going off in a matter of about 30 seconds. And then we get this. This is probably one of the I don't know. This probably should have been before the San Diego firework. But if you remember this clip, this is another good way to start the 4th of July. Look, if you ever bought fireworks from a guy in a parking lot, that clip probably felt pretty familiar. We'll go back to Nathan's hot dog eating contest. And remember that time Badlands Booker, look, just chugged a gallon of lemonade in 21 seconds. That was all for Joey Chestnut just started vacuuming hot dogs. Forget the Olympics. That's peak performance right there from Badlands Booker. My God, a gallon of lemonade in 21 seconds. And we'll go back to our clown of the week, Diana Rossini, taking a look at Mike Vrabel and his wife attending the Taylor Swift wedding. I mean, look, she's just what a creep. Obviously, that's fake. All right, and this is not a joke. This is real. I promise. England may now be able and allowed to use Viagra to help deal with the altitude in Mexico. How is this even sports science anymore? It's gone from hydration and nutrition to basically pharmaceutical game plans. And I had no idea what the hell this is, but speaking of questionable decisions, Las Vegas. Now, if you're into Vegas or Hawaii, the ABC stores is your one-stop shop for anything. Whatever you need, you can get in an ABC store. And if you're in Hawaii, they're like every block or every like half block. It's insane. But the ABC store has everything you need. Now, the Las Vegas ABC store, which I did not see this when I was out there the other week, but apparently the Las Vegas ABC store introduced a challenge where you mix buzz balls, a beatbox, and cut water together, and you drink it for $15. $15 to potentially see sounds. Never heard of it, no idea, but hey, give it a shot if you're daring. And talked a lot about America's pastime today with the MLB slate, and look at this. I mean, the MLB All-Star Game is coming up in Philadelphia, and they unveiled some of the food that you'll find at Citizens Bank Park during the All-Star Game. And look, if you know anything, and as World Cup tourists are finding out, we don't do anything in moderation here in America. We do everything big and in excess. So let's look at some of these. We got the Liberty Stack, the Betsy's Banana Ice Cream Sundae, the Revolutionary Rib Melt, and a Declaration Dog. Looks like a heart attack waiting to happen. The Declaration Dog, that looks interesting. Elite name for sure. Yeah, I that's just a lot. That's a lot. All right, so we said this segment is sometimes wholesome. So we'll get to the wholesome part and maybe a little bit more patriotic stuff before we get out of here. But, hey, the wholesome part is dogs. We love dogs, and we try to give you the wholesome section with some good dog stuff, and then a feel-good vibe here. But this dog has pretty much figured out life better than most humans. I mean, I know some people who can not get on a float in the pool as good as this dog. I mean, he's got it down. Here he goes. Gotta love it. And look, when you're trying to know your dog, and your dog decides it's actually the greatest thing ever. Oh, and then we get a doggy on a plane. Imagine boarding your flight, and this is your seatmate. Honestly, I'd be happy with that. I'd rather sit next to this dog than 99.9% of the people that I've flown with. I couldn't think of a better way, or a better seatmate for a flight than that guy right there. And since it's been hot as hell here in the Northeast and most of the country, we got more dogs who are smarter than most people finding ways to beat the heat. And these dogs have the right idea, especially this guy. This is superb from these dogs right here, trying to beat the heat. This is why dogs are so much better than people. They've adapted way better than most humans on this planet. And look, if you're having a bad day, this should fix your bad day right here. The betrayal when it turned off the TV. I've never seen heartbreak faster than that when they turned the TV off. All right, so we'll get a little more patriotic stuff here on the 4th of July before we get out of here. NBC is doing something pretty cool tomorrow. All 15 MLB games in one place for what's being called the Star Spangled Sunday. Baseball all day on a holiday weekend. It doesn't get any better than that, but good on NBC for doing that. And this is probably one of the greatest videos ever that keeps getting recycled every 4th of July, and this is why warning labels exist. It's just that, you know, Terry forgot one important step here. The important step he forgot was to put this thing in reverse. This is bad. I mean, it wouldn't be 4th of July without Terry forgetting to put it in reverse. Hey, look. The theme here is don't be Terry today or this weekend, and don't forget to put it in reverse. All right. We do have a couple more before we get out of here. So let me give you a couple more here and off the rails. And,
celebrating the 4th of July.
well, hold on.
Going down the beach with my friends.
Hold on.
What's your birthday message to America?
We got to
as
start
we
this
celebrate-
over. All right. So this is pretty mind blowing when you hear some of these answers. This was a clip the other day that I found. Basically, American history quiz, right? So this is a reminder that somehow these people in this video graduated high school. So we'll start this clip before we go on.
How are you celebrating the 4th of July?
Going down the beach with my friends.
I'm going camping for the first time in my life, and I'm honestly terrified.
And drunk and probably lighting fireworks.
Drunk while you're lighting fireworks?
Not a
Is
good
that a good idea?
100%.
Why do we celebrate the 4th of July?
I honestly couldn't answer that.
Well, actually not sure.
We celebrate the birthday of America.
To be lit and enjoy life.
That didn't used to be a trick question.
How old is America turning this year?
I have no idea.
58?
58.
Is it actually?
No.
250?
Where do we declare our independence from?
Explain that a little bit further. What do you mean by where?
The United States.
Great
Oh
Britain.
my God.
Mozambique, Africa.
You're kidding, right?
What was the name of the war in which we fought for our independence?
Civil War.
The Civil War.
Yeah.
No.
Oh God.
This is terrible.
I actually don't know.
The Rev.
Bro, I don't know.
French and Indian War. World War II. The Revolutionary War.
You know, I think that,
What was the name of the general that led us to victory in the Revolutionary War?
Does it begin with an A?
Washington?
General.
Lee!
Hitler.
It was not Hitler.
Then I have no idea.
I thought it was obvious.
What year did we declare our independence?
This is a very wild guess. The 1920.
1786?
1776.
1654.
Higher.
1730.
Higher.
1748.
Higher.
1778.
I didn't do well in school.
Democrats, they like to say Donald Trump is a king, but we know we don't have kings in this country because we kicked a king to the curb. What was his name?
Oh my God. Might need some multiple choice here. King Tut.
Julius Caesar.
King Charles or something?
Neptune?
King George.
First time I've ever seen anyone get all questions right.
Who signed the Declaration of Independence?
William Shakespeare.
Lincoln.
Benjamin Franklin.
George Washington.
John Hancock.
John.
Wick.
George Bush.
Let's say it, George W. Bush.
No.
What's your birthday message to America as we celebrate 250?
Happy 4th of July, happy 250th.
Celebrate and have a beer.
Everyone go light some fireworks and maybe blow some heads off.
What do you want to tell Jesse Waters? You're on his show on Fox News.
See you on my parents' television all the time.
Do you know who I am?
A handsome man.
Thank you. Here's Johnny.
What's up?
Oh my God. I don't know how some of those people made it through school, to be honest with you. We do have one more, and if this doesn't fire you up watching this, this is America right here, sports summed up, and this should give you goosebumps watching time. This is a pretty damn cool video.
All right, what's more American than Dale at Daytona in '98?
20 years of drive.
That's Americana 101 right there. One of my favorites, Tiger running away from the field at Augusta.
There it is, a win for the ages.
Brandi Chastain ices the World Cup in penalties in women's soccer. You know what, forget the list. There's no way to do only 10. The champ, Muhammad Ali, lighting the Olympic flame. Landon Donovan at the death against Algeria. Caitlin Clark breaks the record. What about the immaculate reception? The kick 6? Vince Young reaching for the pylon. I stayed up for that one.
Oh, blocked by James!
Cavs in 7. Tony Hawk sticks to 900. Steph and LeBron teaming up for gold in Paris. Appalachian State beats. Who'd they beat? Lou Gehrig, the luckiest man on the face of the earth. George Bush ripping a strike at Yankee Stadium in 01. And what about David Ortiz? This is our fucking city. Jack Hughes without his front two. John Jones beats Gustafsson. Barry Strug goes gold on one leg. In the Jordan flu game, I didn't even have a flu game. Venus and Serena meet in 4 straight major finals. Cal Ripken becomes the Iron Man. Joe Buck.
Ortiz in the deep right.
We'll see you later tonight. On Fox, by the way. Boise State, Statue of Liberty, pull the upset and propose to the cheerleader. Barry Bonds last, number 73. Rocky Balboa over Ivan Drago. Yeah, that still counts. And what about 28-3? Come on, I gotta give myself at least one. Jesse Owens sticking it to him in 1936. 4 golds in Berlin. Michael Phelps wins 8. With Jason Lezak at the wall in the 4x100. And do you believe in miracles? I do, yes! The agony of defeat, the joy of winning, and the privilege to compete. There's nothing like sports, and nobody does it better than us.
And it's a deep to left center.
God bless America, and here's to the next 250. It's gonna be tough to beat that list.
If that doesn't make you want to run through a wall, I mean. And that's it for Off the Rails 4th of July holiday weekend edition, the patriotic edition. A lot of patriotism, sports, chaos, a lot of laughs, and dogs to remind us, the world isn't completely insane and off the rails. And look, before we get on out of here, I hope you guys all enjoy 4th of July. Thanks for hanging out here with us. Really appreciate you guys spending part of your 4th of July here with us before the fireworks start. Hopefully you cash some bets. And Joey Chestnut did cash the under 70.5. So we did cash the Bark bet. So that did cash. Hopefully some of these MLB picks will cash later on as well tonight. And a little PSA from Off the Hook Sports here before you get out of here. And let this be the official 4th of July PSA from Off the Hook Sports here. Hey, look, this is going to be someone's last 4th of July with 10 fingers. And just make sure that it's not you. All right? So that's a little PSA from us here. Just stay safe if you're lighting anything off tonight. So, and look, if you've consumed enough alcohol to think that lighting fireworks sounds like a good idea, you probably consumed enough alcohol and should probably not, or you'll be losing some digits this weekend. So don't let that be you. But that's gonna do it. That's a wrap. Enjoy the golf. Enjoy the baseball that we got. Lots of fireworks. Look, just enjoy the holiday. Stay safe. Keep all your fingers attached. And we'll be back here tomorrow. We'll talk more golf as we head to the final round of the John Deere Classic from Silvis, Illinois, a TPC Deere run. And should be a good finish. So be safe. Enjoy the holiday. Let's cash some of these tickets for Mookie and Nash, who are still trying to stay cool, hanging around here somewhere. I'm Tommy Trends. Enjoy the 4th of July. Happy 4th of July. We'll be back here tomorrow, probably early afternoon, and we'll go over the live updates from TPC Deere Run, the final round of the John Deere Classic. So, and as always, we are powered by Pikkit here. Download the Pikkit app, Google Play Store, the App Store. Follow us on Pikkit. Put in code OTH when you set up your Pikkit account. Track your bets, your friends, line movements all in one place with Pikkit. Happy 4th of July. We'll see you tomorrow.
That comes from hard-working hands and backs that don't comes from the freedom born in every single one of us. It's who we are, it's what we love, it's what we do. It's a heart